Ranking these historic years in hip hop based upon the albums and on screen, part 4, and let's get right into it. This is a relatively evenly balanced list, I'm not gonna lie. Aside from the number 1 spot, which I think it's a clear number 1, which that's gonna go to 2002 without a doubt. You have a top 3 rap album of all time in the Eminem Show in my books. You have a very underrated Nas album, and I'll always hold the take that God's Son is Nas's third best album. Number 1 and 2 are quite obvious, but this, for me, is Nas's third best album. You have an extremely underrated Talib Kweli album, and then you also have a classic album by the Clipse in Lord Wiling. That's going to go at number 1 for sure. And then at number 2, these albums may only be 3 years old, but I think they're going to age very well in the history of hip-hop. 2022 is going to go at number 2 for me. You have 4 elite albums, 4 classic albums in my books, and all 4 of those albums are within the top 10 for this decade so far. You have the best album this decade, In the Forever Story by J.I.D. You have a very important album for hip-hop and for Kendrick's discography in Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. You have Cheat Codes by Black Thought and Danger Mouse. Elite album. And some people think that that's the best album this decade, and I wouldn't even argue with you. I can't wait for Cheat Codes 2. And then you have none other than Melt My Eyes, See Your Future by Denzel Curry, which is also an elite project, which also has a case to be one of the best albums, not only for that year, but for this decade as well. That's going to go at number 2, easily at that. For the number 3 and 4 spot, I was really going back and forth with myself as to which year I'm going to give it to, but I eventually came to the decision to give it to 2008. You know, I've already had my opinions about Carter 3 like on this page quite a few times, but it's still an undeniable classic and one of the greatest rap albums of all time, for sure. Even though Lil Wayne himself has probably 2 better projects, but it's still an undeniable classic. And then you also have Rising Down with the Roots, which is an exceptional album, which is quite crazy to say because I don't even think that's top 3 or top 4, or even top 5 Roots, but still an exceptional album. And then you also have Paper Trail by T.I., which is one of my personal favorites, and this is when he was at his commercial peak. You have none other than 808s and Heartbreak by Kanye West, one of the most influential projects of all time, and an undeniable classic as well. 2008 is definitely going to go at number 3. And then at number 4, it almost went to number 3 for me, and I'm still kind of going back and forth with myself, but 2020, Alfredo, Burden of Proof, Pray for Paris, and King's Disease, undeniable lineup, man. 4 exceptional albums. And rounding off this list is 2017, which is one of my personal favorite years, and these are 4 of my personal favorite projects. You know, you have Without Warning, which I think is the greatest trap album of all time. You have Culture, which is a top 5, top 10 trap album of all time as well. Rest in peace to Takeoff there. And then you have 444 by Jay-Z, an exceptional album. And then the best album that year, Damn by Kendrick Lamar. Amazing year, man. And these are 4 amazing projects as well. But it's going to have to be number 5 for this list. But what do you guys think?